Hey, Keisha girl. So we are about to get into your what the fuck Saturn reading. Like, what did I sign up for? What did I need time for? And I haven't done one of these in a while, which is actually great in your favor because I am, I guess, in a new understanding or a way of explaining things to people, right? So this is the hero's journey. Notice that it's in a circle, which maps that's not it, the natal chart, right? All things are connected in the great circle of life. So we are all on the hero's journey. Your rising dictates what type of hero journey you're on, right? Like, what is the type of hero you wanted to rise up into? What is the title that you wanted to develop or the skills that you wanted to develop to have that aspect of self developed? Like, think of Girl and Boy Scout badges. Like you had to do a certain number of things in order to get that badge. So Saturn is the initiation, the trials, the tribulations, the hard aspects that develop the character that you needed in order to become this person. It's like the difficult stuff that made what you finally got worth it. So imagine we're all light bodies up there hanging out, God's children, and everything is so perfect. We're like, hey, Dad, can we create something that's not so perfect so we can go down there, learn to appreciate what we have up here, uh, and gain some new skills? It's like Earth is an excursion, Earth vacation, right? But Saturn is the thing that makes you develop on this planet, which is time and gravity, right? Faster than you could if you spent thousands of years in other galaxies. There's something about the 3D and the density and the number of things that you are able to go through down here that help your soul speed up and evolve and gain more soul points, which is like making your light body bigger, making your energy signature bigger over time, just by spending a couple of incarnations down here getting beat up and then healing yourself from the beat up. So you are taking the cold, the soul burdens, the weight that is placed on you and burning it away through trial and tribulation. And I need to mention that the theme for this week is goddess initiation. So I am going to pull for what hero's journey you're on first, right? Just so, and this will go along with your rising. I don't have your chart info because we weren't getting into that. That was a different reading, but it will line up. I have noticed that if it's available in cards, it's available in the sky, it'll pop up in science. All things are connected when it's the truth. The answer will keep hitting you in the face so you can't miss it. So, with that being said, let's get to me on this screen. Move this back a little bit here. So, let's start with the Chronicles of Destiny. I like to use this one when I am looking up or seeking answers in regards to the hero's journey. And then on the bottom, the hero from my last reading where somebody was doing this too. So I believe this is all coming together. Like we're all going through this collectively. I have not figured out which transit it is quite yet, but when I do, I will definitely make sure to share. So what hero's journey is Keisha? What hero's journey is Keisha? You were seeking a knight. So this gives me Libra rising, Venus in first, North Node in seventh, lots of seventh house planets, possibly uh, planets at the seventh and the 19th degree. But you are seeking a partner that is worthy of you. Could be Gemini too. Could be you seeking a twin. But it's like what I'm getting is you calling out to somebody telepathically, like, and the one that is able to hear you and find their way to you is the right one. So let's see what Saturn has to do with this. What is your test? Maybe that is the test of true love, the test of your patience to wait for the one. Because it's like, if you are a rare collectible item, how long is it going to take for the rare collectible item that has to meet your vibration to magnetize to you? If there's only one other person with your energy signature and they have to make their way through all the other energy signatures, and this means they also have to, quite possibly, let's say you'll have the same base frequency, but y'all both went through those soul burdens things that I was talking about. And if you cleared up some of your burdens and you're rising up here, then this person has to clear up their burdens to get here. Like you are tethered to one another. But are you patient enough to wait for the person who is meant to be with you? Or will you settle and go with somebody else in the meantime, where as that person is being tested on whether they can find their way to you anyway, because it's a test of true love. So that's interesting, right? That came through. Let's see. Starting with your Akashic record, what's up with your Saturn? We're gonna get the past life story, the details. Like, girl, let's get comfortable. So, what are the terms of Keisha's Saturn contract? What are the terms of her Saturn contract? Hilarious, right? I'm gonna start with the end. See, there's a guy over here next to a clock. Sands of time, right? Wishes fulfilled. So part of it was you being patient. And so everything you wanted came through. And in the meantime, you were supposed to be learning, this is diversity, how to cultivate your gifts and your signs, right? And growing, moving back into tree of life energy. It's giving me the energy of two people that are saying, like, hey, I think Handmaid's Tale or somewhere where you're both like in captivity or something. You have to split up and you say, hey, we'll meet here at this time, whatever it takes. I'll wait for you there until you get there. That's what I'm feeling here as your contract. So please ignore any noise in the background. So what did you have to repair in order to complete your Saturn? So on your end, I'm getting that you completed your Saturn, like release the block on your signal that was keeping this person from even coming near you. And it sort of also was like tag in wrestling, or when you're doing an obstacle course, which keeps coming up for me today. Like, when you finally get to the end and you're able to tap your partner and like, okay, you go. That's what it feels like. Your partner couldn't go till you got to a certain level and you're healing. Time to evolve. That's the same card I got. So you also are a part of the collective that goes with the reading that I put today on my YouTube channel called Wait What? Because it's like, it's time to glow up, to come into this new growth energy. The vibration that will attract the people, or the people, because you're going to get new friends too, but the person who is meant to continue growing with you going forward, as opposed to the lessons that were, or the people that were lessons to help you clear out the old patterns. So what were the old patterns? Sticking in stagnant situations and resistance, letting go, resistance. You don't like changing things up. And by that, I mean, if you have a certain person, you have a certain people, if you're in a relationship, you really have a hard time giving up on people, which is not a bad thing. But when it's hurting you, when the people around you aren't good, when it's turning you away from your own intuition, it's a horrible thing because it's delaying your growth. And that's why you're being said, hey, it's time to evolve. You will be letting go of resistance, because resistance and old stubborn Taurus patterns is what you were getting rid of, bullheadedness, for you to take a little bit more faith into your life, to take a leap, because you came to find not only like a partner in this life, but you want to find the one, your divine partner, the one who is an exact match for your energy signature. So releasing the old wounds and the patterns that are around. Oh, I got to read this one to you. We attract what we need to heal. Often we find ourselves attracting the same type of people or situations that are not the best for us until we choose to find the common denominator of what we need to heal and release. The cycle will continue. Go within to heal the pain layer by layer to find joy again. That was what you were releasing and healing with your Saturn. It's like there was a person you were always meant to meet, but you kept getting stuck with the karmics in between, because you would get with a karmic person and never make your way to the other person, simply not because you weren't unhappy or anything, but because you did not want to let go of the energy or the time that you had put into that relationship. But it was due to a lack of faith that there was anything else out there for you. And it feels like that was probably a really big ripple in this lifetime for a relationship that you stayed into and entirely too long for your own good. So going now for what you had to release and what new aspects of yourself you are going to be gaining. And this is all based upon your Saturn contract, what you were being built into, what foundation you were building for yourself, what your reputation will be, what legacy you will leave behind, also possibly what your career or what other people will know you for. So what blockage will be removed with the completion of the Saturn, the fulfillment of the Saturn? And something pops out. That's a rarity. You're not standing up for yourself. This goes with that releasing resistance thing. Remember, I said you did not stand up for yourself. You did not want to cause any problems. You did not want to ruffle any feathers. And it literally was causing you to miss out on your destiny. Look at this. False heart. Not staying in places where you're not in love. You're not happy. But it seems like in this life, that was connected to your childhood. Maybe you had to be somewhere, or you were even possibly raised by people who couldn't care for you properly, like to nurture you in the way you needed to be nurtured. But you always understood that they loved you as best as they could. So that mentality you carried into relationships. Whereas going forward, you're going to be leaning more into I am enough, I am worthy. So when somebody comes at you with any energy that makes you feel different from the way that you feel when you're alone and happy by yourself, you're immediately going to turn it away. It's a brand new day. So what new aspects of self were refined for Keisha through the Saturn? Keep in mind, this is a checkpoint reading, if you will. This means that you have accomplished the base of your Saturn, and for the rest of your life, you will continue to build on what you've already done. But it's like, hey, you get to know now what happened, why this was your Saturn, why you had to go through this, why this is a ripple. And you can be like, okay, I can go forward with what I got to do now. It's supposed to be a relief of some sort. So, warrior, can you feel it? It's like maybe a fighter. So, mediator, this means you have an ability to help people on both sides. So if you have two people arguing, you can see both sides and find out or convey what they're trying to say to each other in a way that this diffuses the negative energy that comes from two mismatching polarities. You are the bridge between two worlds that don't go together, right? But you were meant to do this through poetry or word or spoken word or music. And it says, and I feel like I need to convey this to you, expresses soul insights in symbolic language. So whatever that is for you, art, film, dance, it's just you're going to be taking your view on things and sprinkling it on other people, and it just makes them happier. Like, dang, that was deep. I'm happy you told me that, girl. That's the energy there, because this is the saboteur. But this helps other people realize where they've been sabotaging yourselves. It's like you're going to step into a position where you are able to attract and get so much of what you want, and so much happiness and light is in your life, that when you come across anybody that is in the space that you used to be, that was stagnant and unhappy, you are going to feel driven like by the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit, say the devil there, right? To testify, to share your testimony, to share your words, to share how you were a warrior and you came up, you turned into a mystic, right? You can tell things to people, but it's all because it was the climb to the hero. And I love how there are two people here, because it feels like as you are going up that climb, like I said, there is somebody else who has been climbing with you, who is seeking as you are. And when you guys come together, it's like, and it sounds corny because this might not be exactly it, but like when a couple gets a podcast because they have a productive relationship and they can help other people learn how to date and navigate those sort of things, that's the energy. But this could very well be you doing your thing, then somebody comes along and y'all become one of those couples that have like book nights, book clubs with other married friends. Y'all give advice, y'all are the couple other people look up to. But that's what I'm sensing. Like you were refined into a person that other people can look up to as your spouses as well. And when you guys come together, like your synergy, the vibration that you create together, I'm hearing like Tony Terry, When I'm With You. And it's like a really old R&B song. I hope you know that. But the sun shines, other people looking at you, other people smile because they see y'all smiling. You will be in the vibration and the energy of love. The reward you get for putting in the time to dig through your past life pattern is the person that you lost in the beginning of all the incarnations. So let's get the past life tale here. What is the past life story connected to Keisha Saturn? What is the past life story connected to her Saturn? Listen, I'm gonna get you that goddess information. We can close. I'm so happy to be giving you this when you're close to the clearing. So once again, you are a part of the Atlantis crew. uh, ships and war, left behind some phobia. So say you were with somebody. I need to know who you were or what you were in Atlantis, because I'm getting you were with somebody who was a soldier. They went off and y'all didn't see after each other after that. Like the war was going on in one place and you were in this place over here. But because of the climate and stuff going on. So all right, let me try to explain this in modern terms. So you're here in America. Your boo has to go off to war in China. Right? But while you're home, China has some soldiers that come to the US, so you get snatched up by the ones at home while your boo is over there fighting them in their country. That's what I'm getting happened here. And you had a phobia ever since, a fear of ever leaving or separated from, that's another thing, whoever was your captive. Is that the right? No, you were the captive. Whoever is your captor, whoever was your captor. So lifetime after lifetime, you were being relinked to these groups of soldiers and the families and the bloodlines that were not actually your family and weren't your divine partner. You have been trapped here since the beginning of the Bible, because Atlantis was before the Bible started. So who was Keisha in Atlantis? Who was Keisha in Atlantis? Shapeshifter. Shapeshifter, absolutely. Shapeshifter scientist, possibly from Mintaka. If it's from Mintaka, then you have planets that are in the sign of Gemini from the 20th degree to the 30th degree of Gemini, right? That makes you shapeshifter, water bender, element builder. But the scientist is like the ability to turn anything into something else. So your 4D gifts would be the ability to change things in nature, like to split the Red Sea and stuff. I just had somebody pop up like, hey, in my dreams recently, I shot stuff out of my fingers. I've never done it before. Is something going on? Yes, there is an activation uh, in the astral that is starting to show in the 4D or in your dreams and stuff for the abilities that are available for you up there that aren't available in your human body, but it's letting you know a little bit more about who you actually are. Because this human thing is just a disguise. This is just your genie bottle that you are in. So with that being said, let's get into this goddess initiation. What part of your light self or your divine self is coming through? And then what shadow or dark feminine energy do you have to watch as that grows too? Because your light grows with your shadow and you have to balance each in tandem. So I'm going to pull these at the same time and then flip them. So I grabbed the wrong deck. I'm going to use the African goddess for light and then the dark goddess for. So, which goddess is initiating Keisha at this time? Initiation to me feels like you are a part of their storyline and they're helping you through their tale. If you don't understand this, there's a Black Mirror episode. Go with Everyone Hates Joan, or the one that has Salma Hayek in it. That one shows you how one person can be the blueprint for the original story in time, and then everybody else is a microcosm, like a ripple. But the main person already did the storyline, and that energy can help you get it done because they've already done it before. So, who's the dark goddess that is attaching with to go on this initiation? Reality, baby. You can't get just the light and all the gifts without the other part too. Yamaya. It says mommy. It says mommy water. right? But that's another version of Yemaya. And didn't I say you were a freaking mermaid? Didn't I say you were a Mintakan? Let me see if I can pull up a Mintakan starseed for you. Let me go ahead and share my screen so you ain't got to stare at me like, because I will be sitting here for a second like, hold on. Okay, so they are blue people, by the way. And in my head, when I think about them, I think about Mystique from X-Men because they're blue and they're shapeshifters and they like being in water and stuff. Mystique from X-Men, the one that was always taking on different shapes. Now, didn't I say waterbender, shapeshifter, Mintaka mermaid? You were a mer person in Atlantis. So and I'm sorry, that just jammed me up. Like, this is amazing. I love this job. I'm blessed to even call this a job, right? So, Nemetona is the shadow. I'm going to read because I've never heard of this, guys. I'm going to read from the book on this one, and I will leave you with that. Like, what it means to you, what shadow you have to look out for yourself as your power grows. What are mermaid powers? The ability to send out a signal and get a ripple back, a siren gift. You might want to look at asteroid siren in your chart. I think it's 1004. When you send out a ripple or a telepathic message or sound, you get an answer back, sort of like the sonar in bats, like in waves. A little bit of an enchantress, alluring energy. You are a shapeshifter, but in this world, this realm, it's more like a social shapeshifter, somebody who can make their way or navigate through different groups of people seamlessly. But in this photo, it definitely makes me feel like connecting to all there is, connecting to the universe, connecting to the waves and trends, and you being able to recognize when things are coming. So you'll have a gift that's like mine, but in whatever your design variation is, that's a whole different gifts read, right? So Nemetona, let me start with the little poem they come up with first. Deep within a sacred place, fears revealed for one to face. Bottled up just will not do. So start to talk and say what's true. This is phobias. This is peaceful amongst thorns. This is resisting, releasing. Was that what it was? So let me take these off for this. Unfortunately, working so hard to control your emotions does not dismiss the fact that you actually feel them. Those feelings are still inside you, sometimes even yelling at you to let them out. Looking okay does not mean you feel okay on the inside. Being a sensitive soul, you are highly tuned into the feelings of those around you. This can be overwhelming, and you are often unable to differentiate between your feelings and that of others. You totally have Pisces in your chart, like heavy. But nevertheless, you feel deeply and intensely and try to suppress your emotions. You are not willing to reveal yourself to anyone, and sometimes you just withdraw from society like a hermit. Nemetona invites you to step into her sacred space where you won't be challenged, for she understands that the way to heal from situations is to talk about them. Nemetona will meet you in the secluded grove within, where you are safe to reveal your hidden secrets. Foresight. You need to get something off your chest. Bottling up your emotions is not the answer. Talk to a therapist or good friend you can trust. Don't keep secrets from a partner, for the truth will come out. Someone is keeping a secret from you. It's time to socialize again, and you are protected. So Nemetona is the archetypical hermit from Germanic origin, primarily worshipped in Germany, France, and England. She is guarded in the sacred grove of trees, wherein the soul became hushed and calm, at one with nature and the goddess. She is associated with Mars. Today's a Mars day. So action, taking back your personal power. Ooh. So the warning with that is going to come out one way or the other. Like a kettle, like a teapot. If you don't express what you've had bottled up, if you don't release the resistance to change, you're going to explode. And by explode, I mean you're going to lash out at somebody you didn't mean to lash out at, although they might be deserving of it. It seems like you're a person who does not really like confrontation, doesn't like hurting anybody's feelings, but you're going to lose the ability to control or maintain that decorum that gets you through so many different groups gracefully because you haven't been looking out for yourself enough. And it's like your inner child wants to scream for all the times that it didn't get to stand up for how it should be treated. Like, I treat people so good. Why do y'all decide to treat or misuse and abuse and just think you can say and do whatever you want to me? But that was your Saturn. That was your test. That was through the trials and tribulations through which you were rebirthed. So have a good day, Keisha.